Hi everybody and welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna show you guys how can you do your speed testing when it comes to the storage that you want to do a speed test of reading and writing speeds. Sometimes you buy a storage or you have one that you use and you just want to check the speed of the transfer of files and folders and so on from one storage to that storage, and you want to see the speed or just test just to make sure that what it says on a box is what it is. And we're gonna do this with the storage that I have, which is the Samsung 860 EVO. It's a SSD SATA. And the first thing you need to know is when you open this application, and by the way, let me just show you the name of the application. It's called KDisk Mark. Okay, and you can get from the software store. Because I'm using, let's just show you, an Archbase, which is my favorite operation system, Arch Linux. I can just go to the storage or use the terminal to install it. But for some of you that are on Fedora, Debian, or any Debian base, could be Ubuntu and so on, you will find that it's not going to be a normal package. You have to install through the Snapped application, which I don't use, or Flatpak, which I don't use also. And the dependencies also can vary. So be aware of that because each operation system, they vary with the dependencies and how you install it. And sometimes you only have one option. For instance, on Debian and Fedora, you can only install through Snapped or Flatpak, not a normal package. One other thing is that in regards to this application and what it can do is never do a speed test on your operation system. What do I mean by that? Let's say here you got the root. So that is where your system is. And here is your boot. Those two, if you do a speed check on them, you're gonna have a serious problem. It can crash, it can delete completely your operation system, and you're not gonna have a chance to recover from that. You can, well, it depends how much the cause of the damage is, but you're probably gonna have to reinstall your system. So be very aware that as soon as you open, make sure that the first thing you do is to go to the storage that you want to do the speed check, because as soon as you tick, you know, okay, that is the storage, I don't need to worry about nothing else. As for the speed that you want to be displayed, I always use megabytes, not gigabytes, but you have other options. And on the settings, what I do, because it is an SSD SATA, I put as a standard. But if I want to do an NVMe, then you should use this option here. As for the rest, I don't use none of that because what I want to do is a sequential reading test, reading and writing test. So I don't need to do any tweaks or anything. It's just a normal thing. And if I go to the storage that I'm gonna do the speed test, which is this one, as you can see, storage, you'll see that it is empty. It doesn't have nothing in there because I don't want to lose any data by mistake or because I forgot or something like that. So it's always good to do a speed test with an empty storage, so this way you don't get no errors or issues. Now we should start. So I just click all, and now I select the storage. Now I click all. It will give me the requirement to do a password. This password is the same password that you use on your login. So I just put the password and that's it. And now it starts doing the speed test. When you do the speed test, you also should be aware that do not open the storage that you're doing the speed test. Do not transfer any documents or files or anything of that kind, because it can cause a lot of errors, issues that you don't want after, and then you have to fix it. So just close, do the speed test. After it's completed, then you can open, transfer, or do a backup of the system and so on. But then again, to do a backup on Linux, it cannot be on a FAT files or FAT storage. You need to do the ext4 to do a backup of the system, and you need to have a big storage. So beware of that. If you guys want me to do an example of a video, just write it down on the comments and I will do that. It's not a problem. Another thing is, sometimes in the box of your storage, you have, let's say, the speed of reading and writing. But then when you do a test, it's completely different. So it happens that if you go to the website, in this case, I've got the Samsung. If I go there, the speed sometimes they don't match what it says on a website, what it says on a box. So the best way, in my opinion, is to go to a website and then get from people who do reviews of the storage that you are using. In this case, you can see there are two different types of storage. You got the Samsung 850 EVO and the Samsung 860 EVO, which is the one I'm using. Now, if I go here, the reading speed in megabytes is much higher. So to me, that makes me happy, because it means that the storage, it's in good condition. I don't have no issues, and the readings is quite higher than what is supposed to be on average. When it comes to the write, which is here, yeah, one more thing, this is just the speed that I want to look for, is just the sequential reading and write. It's not about the 4K and so on, because it's more about how can you transfer a folder with files or just files itself into this storage. What is the average speed that is gonna do? And as you can see on the right is 505, and in here the average, or because when they do this test, normally it's not just one storage, so they collect like 4 or 5 or 6 depending, and then they do the test in all of them, and then they come with the kind of average of what is the reading speed in general. But mine is quite higher, as you can see, 505. Here it says 496. So to me, that is brilliant result, and it is complete. And now I can just close the application and starting to transfer the data of any kind, from videos, music, files, zip folders, and so on. So you can start to do all of that after you close it. And that's it. That's the video for today. I just wanted to show you guys very quickly. But in case you guys want to see, let's say, a format type, because when I did the speed check just now, previously I did a format on a SSD SATA, because it was part of an extension of my system, and then I convert to a different format, which is FAT32. But you can do a format for the Windows, which I don't use Windows for many years, so I don't remember the name. I think it's NTFS, something like that. And then you can do as I said, the XT4, which is an extension, and the FAT32, which is the basic type of storage that you want to use on your Linux. So that's it then for today. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. If you want to leave any comments in regards to this, let me know. And I'll see you guys next time then. Bye.